Yo, what happened? What happened?
Nothing, bro. I was making sure you were
Anyways,
awake.
anyways,
I thought I
anyways,
lost him. I thought I
anyways,
lost him.
anyways, anyways. Week 16, sideline. We're missing one today, but it's all right. We're gonna still go
And
ahead and
we
get it
back.
done.
And we back.
We're back. What's up, Tang? How are you?
Man, not good. Not good, dude. Broncos got smoked.
Not the only ones that got smoked, in my opinion.
Okay, but I mean, we still got a chance. We still got a good shot for playoffs. So I'm not great, but I'm better than bad.
Speaking of smoked, Raiders obviously last Thursday get the dub 63-21. And let's just say the 21 points were scored in the fourth quarter.
Austin Eckler didn't get do shit. I think he had like 7 points, maybe less.
That was a very bad pick on my end. And then the Bengals went on to beat the Vikings in overtime, 27-24.
Thank God.
Colts get the dub over the Steelers, 30-13. And we had that dirty hit from what's his name? You know him.
It wasn't dirty, dude. It wasn't dirty.
Was it Porter?
I don't know who made the hit. I know Michael Pittman took it. I know that, but it wasn't dirty.
It was dirty enough to get suspended for the remaining 3 weeks of the season, and
it is.
I think it was like a $50,000 fine or something like that.
But the commissioner's very sensitive like that. Okay, he suspended Kareem Jackson 3 times already this year for absolutely nothing. I mean, what did you want him to do?
They fined what's his name? I think we talked about this before on the show. Tyreek Hill's camera dude or whatever, and Tyreek Hill for the backflip with the phone.
A very sensitive
celebration.
No fun league. But if you watch that clip, what do you want the defender to do? You have to make a play for the ball.
I
can't just let him catch it. You know.
And matter of fact, this is a good. So Tom Brady decided to chime in on this.
Ding 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 ding.
What?
That's another 5.
Oh fuck.
Bro, it's a minute 30 seconds in.
Anyways.
Let's go.
Anyways.
Benny Hanna's gonna be sweet.
Mr. Voldemort said, nobody likes seeing players get hurt, but hard hits happen. QBs should not be throwing the ball in areas where they're exposing their own teammates to these types of hits. Coaches need to coach better. QBs need to read coverages and throw the ball to the right places, and defenders should aim for the right hitting areas. To put the blame on the defensive player all the time is just flat out wrong. Need better QB play. It's not okay. It's not okay for QBs to get your wide receivers hit because of your bad decisions. Per Voldemort.
I mean, that's what they call them hospital balls for. Like your slants, your in routes, you're throwing it right at the middle linebacker, and the middle linebacker's he's not human. You know what I mean? In the NFL, if you're playing middle linebacker, you are insane.
Yeah.
You have something wrong with you. But I mean,
they usually don't last long though.
No, they don't.
But
their prime is very short.
To go to his point, like you were saying in that situation, like there was really not much else he could do. Like he could have maybe played the ball more, but at the same time, if he doesn't hit him, he catches that ball for, I think it was like 20 yards or something like that. It was a decent throw.
Definitely a first down. And it's like, if you ever played football, you know, like if you're not going 100 at all times, that's your best chance to get hurt. So you're all in, you're flying at him, or you're not.
Like,
Like if he would have stood there and Michael Pittman dove into him, you never know. He could have took his hip out, his knee out, wherever he landed, you know. So I mean, obviously, yeah, you know, you don't want to see someone get knocked out, but
very controversial.
That's football. If you ain't got football, don't play.
Lions get the dub, 42-17 over the Broncos.
The refs screwed us.
Over the Broncos. Jared Goff, 24 for 34, 278 yardies,
You really
5
messing up the
touchdowns,
player of the week, dude.
no interceptions.
We just can't defend a tight end to save our life. But the
Russell
referees
Wilson
screwed us.
threw 18 for 32, but for 223 yards with 1 touchdown.
We had him where we wanted him. It was 7-21, and we were driving. We're on the goal line. We put the ball in the end zone 3 times. Okay. The ball crossed the plane. They didn't call it. We're like, okay, we'll do it again. The next play, same thing. The ball crossed the plane. They didn't call it. So the next play, it was obvious. It was a fullback dive. He was in the back of the end zone, but then they called an offsides on the right guard. How?
Oh yeah, I think I did see that. So their thing with lining up though is technically nothing is supposed to be over the ball.
It
The
was
way he was sitting,
the ball was in front.
Yes, the ball was in front, but the tip of his helmet was in front of it because of him going like this instead of having his head square up.
It's annoying. Yeah, I've never seen this. Ever.
Very controversial calls this year from the refs.
It just seems to happen this year.
It's been happening literally like if not every week, every other week.
They need to fix that because it's not even offsides. It's not like in the slightest. It has no effect on the play.
Saints get the dub 24 to 6 against the Giants. Browns get the win over the Bears 20-17.
That man Flacco.
Panthers get the dub over the Falcons 9-7.
That was
very
embarrassing.
exciting.
Those
Bucks
black
win
jerseys
it.
are hard though.
Bucks win it in Lambeau.
Packers are crumbling. Sorry,
Bucks
JoJo.
are now 7-7. Packers 5-8. Or no, I'm sorry, 6-8. So
they could squeeze it. They could squeeze it.
They could, but the likelihood, though, I don't see it.
It's a toss up for everyone on both sides. Like
we're gonna get
into top. They're all one game within each other. So we'll see.
Well, when we got the slide coming later, we'll get into that a little bit farther.
A little deep dive.
Jets blow Dolphins blow the Jets out 30-0. I think they're like one of 3 teams this year to drop a goose egg.
Yeah, I guess Zach Wilson had a concussion and he was fighting it for like 2 quarters. And then he finally, wasn't able to continue. Yeah.
But the Chiefs get the dub 27-17 over the Patriots. Texans beat the Titans 19-16. 49ers spanked the Cardinals 45-29. We all seen that coming. The Rams get the dub over the Commanders 28-20.
And what we didn't see coming,
the Bills in Buffalo put that hurt onto the Cowboys 31-10. Hurt my heart.
Y'all like to get lazy on the worst days.
The worst.
I bet if y'all play them 10 times, you're gonna beat them 8 out of 10 times.
If not 9.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, you got to give it to the man. James Cook, 25 carries, 179 yards, 1 touchdown.
That was
Stephon Diggs, though, only 4 receptions for 48 yards.
I know Josh Allen. I only think he had 85 yards. Let me check.
94 yards.
94. Yeah. He threw 15 times for 94 yards. Hey, that was it. He didn't have to do shit.
Unfortunately, that is very true. Dak Prescott, 21 for 34, 134 yards, 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard had 11 carries for 52 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 7 receptions, 53 yards. And now this game kind of put a hurt on Dak Prescott's MVP conversation
He's done.
because yeah,
He's out of it.
he would have to do something very spectacular to get himself back up there. Because at this point, the 49ers aren't slowing down. Neither are the Ravens. And we're going to see, actually, he
Game of
could
the
sneak,
year.
with this week's game coming, he could sneak his way back into the conversation depending on how these two players play.
Well, he would have to put up probably 35 against the Dolphins and 45 against the Lions for him to sneak back into MVP combos.
Which is doable.
He has to. It is doable.
It's doable.
It is
doable.
doable. So it's not
Because
completely out, but
if you look at it, right? Because hold on, let's get past this last week before we start deep diving for real. Ravens get the win over the Jags, which is now this is saying something for the AFC. 23-7. Jags ain't looking so hot anymore. I'm sorry. Last year they made a decent run, and I was hoping to see them do it again this year and still be that powerhouse in the AFC, and they're not. Or at least
that still
from what it
leaves
looks
them
like
top
right
of
now.
the division. No,
Yeah,
they're
but
tied
they're
with
still
the Texans. They're tied with the Texans
they're 8-6.
and the Colts. Oh,
While the Baltimore Ravens are 11-3.
Colts, Texans, Jaguars are all tied at 8-6. And depending on CJ Stroud's health, that's
That's a big.
That's the outcome for them.
And then we got the Seahawks getting the dub over the Eagles 20-17. Drew Lock throwing the game-winning touchdown in the fourth quarter. What a sight to see. You know what
That's
I mean?
hard. That's a hard selling.
And then it being out of all people, I thought they were gonna chalk. They did the previous play right before the game-winning touchdown. They threw it to Metcalf, but I thought Metcalf was gonna be the one to have the walk-off fucking touchdown.
Nah.
Instead, they throw a
You
bomb
knew
to
they
the
were gonna
rookie on the
have.
other side.
You knew they were gonna have help over top of DK.
I knew Pete Carroll had something in the sleeve. He came out there and got the dub. Now Eagles have lost their last 3, and still with the Bills, the Bills getting the win Sunday put the Cowboys in the number 2 spot again, and right after Monday's game put the Cowboys right back number 1 spot in the NFC East. So
obviously, yeah. Go ahead.
I was watching First Take this week, and they're talking about that literally Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have lost the ability to rest their players at the end of the year like a lot of people like to do, because now they have to go and win every last game they play now. Mind you.
So do you.
Yes.
And the Cowboys.
But the Eagles.
And you have a harder schedule.
Yes. The Eagles have to go on and play the Giants in their house, go play the Cardinals, and then go and play the Eagles. Or I'm sorry, go play the Giants again.
So in a way, they'll probably be resting. By the time fourth quarter comes around, they'll all be resting.
I think the Cardinals are going to give them work. I think they're going to sleep on that game, and the Cardinals are going to come out with some late retard string. Because Kyler Murray's still healthy, right?
Yeah.
Gives them a fighting chance. Josh Dobbs and the Cardinals beat the Cowboys, and the Cowboys blew the doors off the Eagles. So technically, anybody's fair game any given Sunday.
It is, yeah. I can see
We
the Cardinals
also have
fighting for 3 quarters.
Producer, pull up our record from last week, please. Por
favor.
Or is it play of the week first?
Hola, mis amigos.
Hola, mis amigos. Look at that soon.
I almost slipped up. I was 1 word away from last place.
I mean, technically, we're tied for last, so.
That was a glass half empty type of look at it, if you think. I mean, it was... Where did I mess up? Oh, the Chargers. Oh, yeah. I don't know what reason Bird had to pick the Raiders, but that worked out for him. And then who else? I think he picked the Bills because he's an asshole, and it worked. But
Unfortunately,
that would lead him to get 10-6. Me and Gabe sitting at 8-8. What I think I'm only up by 4 now. I was up by 6, up by 4 in the overall. Still looking at a Benihana's dinner, steak and scallops, maybe a sushi appetizer. And we got another $5 today. Don't forget, write that in the notes. Write that in the notes.
Listen, whenever you get it,
I
bro,
already
just don't.
updated it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Please schedule an appointment with an actual barber. Don't go to the salon anymore.
Why not?
Moving on.
I look cute in there. Look at that, the Bronco colors on that. Jackpot 267. So I'm really only winning 100, 180, 190, maybe 200 by the time the season's over.
Not doing good
25.
right now, dude.
It's
It's only getting worse.
you're in pain. I mean, maybe we figure something out for playoffs. Like
Gotta
there's
get some
got
of
to
that money
be.
back.
I don't think you're gonna get it back at all whatsoever. But you might make it more fun for yourself if we
Yeah.
do some point reductions, point multipliers, and whatnot.
Anyways.
Then, old Jared Goff.
Player of the week. Please put this
Yeah.
stud on the screen for us, poor favor.
He was one of 4 options for me. Go ahead, read them off.
24 completions, 278 yards, 5 tutties for Mr. Jared. He's starting to find his stride again a little late in the season, which is like him, very, very true to his character.
He's all right.
I mean, if they want to have a good playoff run like they're projected to this year, he needs to keep on playing like this. And
I
I'm
mean-
gonna be very scared because I'm gonna have to play him sooner or later.
It was just the Broncos. Big deal.
Big deal. Exactly.
I mean, I guess you could say his game mattered most. I mean, they're 3rd in the NFC, so I mean, they're locked anyways. It's not like he was fighting for a spot. 5 touchdowns, I'll give it to him.
They're locked, but they're not though, because other than the 49ers, everybody hasn't been playing consistently.
Yeah, but their
As
division
far as
is
the
poop.
NFC.
I mean, they're 10-4. Everyone fighting is around 6-8, 7 and 9, whatever.
No, you got the Cowboys, or I'm sorry,
86.
the 49ers at 11-3, Cowboys at 10-4, Lions at 10-4,
Mm-hmm.
Bucks at 7-7, Saints at 7-7, Vikings at 7-7, Rams at 7-7, Seahawks at 7-7.
So the Lions are clinched. They're fine.
Eagles are 10-4. It's 5-9. Jeez. Cardinals 3-11.
You're looking at the bottom feeders, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
But
some of them are still in the hunt with their negative records. Definitely not the Panthers at 2-12.
How do you feel about a negative record making the playoffs?
So far, the only ones to clinch are the 49ers, and the Eagles and Cowboys have clinched a wild card. So go over to the AFC, and the only ones to clinch so far is the Ravens with a wild card spot at 11-3. So moving into next week. Tonight,
Thursday
we got
night banger.
Saints and the Rams, which nobody wants to watch, dude.
The Saints are gonna get mopped, but we got parlays cooking. Cooper Cup, what is it, like 60 yards? Chris Olave, 65 yards. We got a whole bunch of parlays cooking, but I definitely took Rams. The Saints don't look good whatsoever. Derek Carr does not look good whatsoever. He's had like two games all year that look promising. And then immediately the week after he puts up a dud and he reminds us of why, Derek Carr is Derek Carr. He follows the Carr family football footsteps.
It'd be
into the
like that
grave.
sometimes.
Yeah, we're gonna see
1 second, I'll pull my list up. I apologize.
28, at least 28-10. And then my shit's all cut off. What is that? Okay, Bengals and Steelers. Steelers can't play offense. That was Bengals faux show. Bills, Chargers. Chargers just let 63 points up against the Raiders. Of all
I also
teams.
picked the Rams, and I also picked the Bengals.
I mean, those are gimmies. So is the Bills.
No, because the Bengals and the Steelers, I feel like I mean, the Bengals are just a little bit better than the Steelers.
They're a lot a bit better than the Steelers.
Bengals are pretty bad.
If you put Browning on the Steelers, then I'd consider. But Browning has showed that he's a very useful backup in the NFL. So.
And then you had the Buffalo Bills and the Chargers. I had to go with the Bills after they spanked the
45
Cowboys.
points for the Bills.
Bills are still kicking.
Oh, a gross one. Falcons. I mean, they just gave the second win to the Panthers last week. I don't expect anything from them anymore.
I also picked the Colts.
Gardner Minshew and Jonathan Taylor combined for 3 touchdowns, please, for the love of God. Colts info. Same thing. Packers. They're crumbling. The Panthers are not good. I don't know. If you watch
Panthers
this game,
already
I feel sorry
crumbled
for you.
Yeah, Packers.
Maybe.
Go Pack go.
Maybe. Hopefully they can figure it out. I don't know. That's flip of the coin. But I picked Packers.
Definitely Packers.
Browns, Texans. Still reports that CJ Stroud is in concussion protocol. Has not left yet. And with all those, I'm pretty sure I went Browns. Actually, let me find out if I did.
Let me find out. You didn't get that reference.
Yes, I did.
You did.
I did. I don't know. I just don't see the Texans being able to compete. I mean, they did it against the Titans, but it's the Titans. Yeah. But against the Browns.
No, but also the Titans just came out and beat the Dolphins.
It's, Monday night. They're a stat Monday night. Every single Monday night game.
Other than, look, Tyreek Hill, the only one to leave the game was Tyreek Hill. And then all of a sudden, they can't beat the Titans? Come on.
That's the story of Monday night.
No.
Every underdog has won on Monday night.
If we're going to sit here and be honest, if we're going to sit here and tell the truth, Chang.
That is the truth.
The Dolphins have been kind of fraudulent. As a whole team, they're great. You take any piece of them out, and it's game over.
I don't know if fraudulent is the word, because I didn't expect much from them anyways. I can only see them.
They're stacked. You got Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Tua, and even what's their running back name? Mostert or Most. Mm-hmm. He's had a decent season, but it's whenever you take those names out of the conversation, they let the Titans beat them at home.
Okay, I think everyone expected a little too much. I always had them in the book as they can come out and just stay on fire for 4 quarters and they can take a playoff game. Like I never saw them as a Super Bowl contender whatsoever.
The Dolphins.
No. I could see the Dolphins catching a streak and going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I could.
I
Agree
mean,
with that.
if you see Tyreek Hill and he has 175 yards by halftime, you're like, oh, I mean, what can you do? You know?
But
And that's
they've had the same issue as the Cowboys, is that they haven't been getting as much recognition because they're not beating inferior teams. Like they're not beating teams that, they're not coming in as the underdog and coming out with the win. And even against some of these questionable teams, due to some circumstances, with players either being hurt or whatever the case is, and choking, and even at home, and you're not supposed to do that. At home, you should be winning a majority of your games. And to let the Titans come into y'all's house and get the dub, not a good look.
that's the Monday night story.
We'll see, because we got Christmas Eve. Cowboys and Dolphins.
Now that was a toughie to pick, but see, Lions, Vikings,
Vikings.
Justin Jefferson 2 touchdowns, Lions by 40 points.
God, Lions.
I can only pray. I need Justin Jefferson to get me at least 25 points, or I'm screwed.
That's also going to be Christmas Eve at 1 p.m. Before we go too far into it, we got one Thursday game, 2 Saturday games, and how many Monday games do we got? We got 3 Monday games.
See way.
So I kind of like how they did things here. So AD,
It's good to have football every day of the week.
AD doesn't have it in the same order. So I'm gonna just go through here real quick. So Christmas Eve, we're starting off with the Jets and Commanders, Vikings and Lions, Browns and Texans, Packers, Panthers, Seahawks, Titans, Colts, Falcons, and then the 4:00 games is Bucks, Jags, Cowboys, Dolphins at 4:25, Chicago and the Cardinals, and then for the Sunday night game we got the Broncos and the Patriots.
Prime time.
Oof. What a lineup! It's a lot of this shit is a lot closer than I thought it would. Because usually, like by now, you got maybe like after this week, we'll probably have like a good handful of teams that are clinched.
These next few weeks are the best weeks of the year sometimes because we got football Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then you get the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
Except I don't get no Ohio State this year, but whatever, it's fine.
I
get Alabama.
I really don't want to watch it this year because
Roll Tide.
I didn't really mess with how they
give
let
a piss
shit play out
about nothing but the Tide.
Listen, Alabama shouldn't be there, dude. They shouldn't be there.
Hold on, why?
There's teams that had better records than them that deserve.
That's not what it's about.
It's what it should be about.
No, it's not.
You're telling a team that went undefeated, you can't make it in because we got these guys who have a loss on the record.
Did you see what happened last year? They let TCU win. And that was the most boring. That was the most boring.
You're talking about Ohio State
ever game. That was what?
Ohio State and FSU. Some of the biggest colleges in college football.
Ohio State deserves to be in. FSU does not. FSU does not have a quarterback. Their quarterback was injured.
I give you that, but Ohio State deserves to be there.
Yes. Over who?
Alabama.
No. Who's on the other side?
What is it, like Washington State or something like that?
I think it is. I want to say Texas
or some
Texas
shit like
and
that.
Washington.
But anyways, back to the NFL. Back to NFL. We were at the Jets and Commanders. Jets and Commanders.
Seaway.
I picked the Jets.
Similar.
I couldn't go with the Commanders. I just can't. I can't. They're playing very bad this year. The very few wins they got, I didn't even notice them.
I mean, obviously the Jets got shut out last week, but 2 weeks ago they put it on the Texans. I mean, and New York is a gross place to be right around now. And Jets know how to handle it. It's their home. So I went Jets for sure.
We got the Seahawks and Titans. Who did I pick? I went with
Will
Seahawks.
Levi's.
I definitely went with the Seahawks after watching them beat the Eagles like that.
Exactly. There's no way to even give a Titans a chance here.
It's not fair, in all honesty.
No.
The Titans defense is gonna have a very hefty job to do against the Seahawks. I don't know who's gonna be guarding DK.
No.
I don't know who's gonna be guarding DK Metcalf or how many is gonna be guarding DK Metcalf, but I feel bad for whoever that is. Yeah, the Jags at Tampa. This one right here was like,
Jags, they got the crumbles, but I'll say it every week. Baker Mayfield's a bitch. So, sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. Hopefully.
Oh yeah,
hopefully he takes 3 cortisone shots in his knee and ankle again. And
yeah, I also went with the Jags. I think that defense is gonna hold the Jags up enough to, at least the Jags maybe just kick field goals all night, just win by default.
Yeah.
Got the Cardinals at Chicago. And I went with the Bears. Not gonna lie.
Chirac. Shout out all my brothers in Chirac. Yeezy, you know what I mean? The Kyler Murray, Justin Fields, they're letting us down right now.
Very equal tier.
Yeah, they're letting us down. But it's probably more on their team than it is them.
But Kyler Murray didn't come back to like halfway through the season. So, Justin Fields has been getting spanked all year.
He was out. He was out for like a good 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, he fucked up his thumb.
But then you got, if I were to guess, the second game of the week, I'd probably put the Eagles and the Giants at number 3 and Kansas City and the Raiders at number 4. But Cowboys in Miami, I'm very upset that I can't go to this game because I really wanted to.
Did you say the Eagles and the Giants at 3?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Just because of what's on the line.
There's nothing on the line. The Eagles are gonna smack them by 4 touchdowns. It's
Tommy
the Giants.
DeVito. Listen, Tommy DeVito.
What is everyone's obsession with Italian people, bro?
It's not the Italian. It's what he's done to the algorithm of the Giants. Like,
he got smoked last week.
Yes, they did.
The Saints are bad. Like, we get it. It's spaghetti and shit, but like, dude, Italians aren't that.
I hope.
I'm kidding.
Jalen Hurts
get hit by a mob.
I hope Jalen Hurts rested up as much as he could, and they got their defense together.
They'll be fine, dude.
That's not a very hard defense to go up against for Tommy DeVito's case. It is a hard offense to keep up with, but it's not a hard defense to play against.
In Philly.
Could you see it happening though, like at all, or do you think 10 times out of 10 the Eagles are winning this one?
10 out of 10.
We're gonna
10
see,
out of 10 with their backup.
We're gonna see. But Cowboys at Miami. I picked the Cowboys to win, of course. It's gonna be a tough game.
Nah, right. I went Dolphins.
When Dolphins.
Everything about it, man. First off, Dolphins are at home. We know the Cowboys have struggles on the road.
That they do.
And to me right now, I feel like the Cowboys, obviously we'll see with the playoff picture, but the Cowboys just kind of walking it through right now. I feel like they don't have an urgency when really they should,
Definitely.
because
should.
they need the home field for as long as they can have it. I mean, if they can get it through the divisional, that'd be preferred. But so they should really not be walking it through. Like the last week against the Bills, uh,
Yeah, that
and
I feel like that was gonna be an eye opener for them. Micah Parsons had a couple of things to say to the media. He was a little bit frustrated with some of the NFL analysts.
he always does, but we're
But I
not
think
wrong.
no, and I'm not saying that, but I think Micah Parsons, he's like a real deep player. Like you can tell he's frustrated through his gameplay. And what I mean by that is that
Oh, you see it on the bench, yeah.
he can have a bad game and then the following week come out and he'll play a perfect game. You know, and that defense on paper is great. If that defense can play to their full potential, the Dolphins are going to have a hard time because the Dolphins have played inconsistently, especially on the offensive side of the ball. If Tyreek Hill is on a slump, I don't know what they're going to do. The Cowboys are mainly are supposed to be a run offense, but as of lately, that hasn't been working out for them. So if the Cowboys, for some reason, against this not so great Dolphins defense, can get their run game going, I don't think the Dolphins can pull it out.
Well, I mean, like I said, the Dolphins got probably one of, if not the biggest knockout punch in the game.
That
Any
is
given
true.
Sunday, you can see Tyreek with 200 yards, and
That is true.
that's it for you, you know? And
It's gonna be
just the way it looked, man.
it's gonna probably be game of the week, if not second, because of the following games. But we'll get into that. Patriots at
Right
Denver.
time.
Primetime Sunday night football.
Broncos have to be on all cylinders. If
Has
we
to be,
win
right?
these next 3 games, yeah. So we lost to the Lions, but that's whatever because they're NFC. It doesn't really, it hurts, but when it goes down to tiebreakers and whatnot, it doesn't affect us much. Our next 3 games, all AFC. Patriots, who's it? Chargers, Raiders, I think. So 3 poopers. So we got to be on all cylinders. I mean, they should not score a single touchdown. I don't even know who their quarterback is. It's either Zappy or Jones. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's that.
But we're here. And Patriots, I mean, historically, have not played well here. Whether it was with, that guy or even before then. We should take this one by a lot. It should be similar to the Chargers game, like 24, 28-7 type of deal. It should be a very boring Sunday night football game. If it's exciting at the end, I won't be happy.
Anyway, I also went with the Bronquitos.
See way.
And then Monday's triple header. Raiders at Chiefs, New York at Philly, Baltimore at San Francisco. I'll go ahead and go through the first 2 a little quick because
we know
Raiders Chiefs. It might get a little interesting. The Chiefs have something to prove. The Raiders also have something to prove. The Raiders getting that dub last week over the bum Chargers. It was a little bit of a confidence booster for them to maybe even get them to have that thought in their head that they could possibly win this game. Which I don't think it's going to go that way, but
especially
I think they're going to. Arrowhead doesn't mean anything. Listen, If this season hasn't taught you that, Arrowhead doesn't mean anything. The Chiefs don't look like the Chiefs no more.
You know what the loudest stadium in America is? Take a guess.
It's got to be the what you call it, San Francisco, because
Arrowhead.
Chiefs haven't had a lot of reason to cheer.
The way the stadium's built, they create the highest decibel count of all stadiums. I think possibly in North America, but USA for sure.
Anyways, I picked the Chiefs to win,
It's a big difference.
and they better win. If they don't, season's shot. My opinion.
I don't know about shot.
Shot, dude. You lose to the Raiders, you guys are shot.
It's a week 16 game. It's, you know,
The Chiefs are 9-5. 9-5.
they're playoffs.
And if you go through their losses, right?
Mhm.
Start from the beginning of the season. You got them losing to the Lions in the season opener. Okay.
Season
Then
opener.
who did they lose to after that? They lost to the Broncos 24-9. And you see how the Broncos are doing now. So that was
Amazing.
the show. Who else did they lose? They lost to the Eagles, lost to the Bills,
Monday night.
lost to the Packers.
Terrible call.
The Packers?
The Bills.
The Packers?
Okay.
27-19? You lose to the Packers?
One play. Okay.
Okay.
One possession
Gonna
game. Bro, it's the Chiefs, dude.
They let the Patriots score 17 on them.
Okay. That's 2 touchdowns and then a field goal. I mean, that's not what.
The Cowboys held the Patriots to like 3 points or something like that.
Nice.
And beat them by like 40. And the Chiefs are supposed to be a better team, is what I'm saying.
You see, around this time, you discard the NFC.
Okay.
You just worry about getting to the Super Bowl on your side. That's what it's about.
Okay. You can only ignore it for so long.
What?
Anyways, I picked the Chiefs to win, and they better win.
For free.
Giants at Philly.
For free.
Had to take Philly. Giants are a big underdog in this. Not saying it's impossible, but they're a very big underdog in this game. Moving on. Baltimore at San Francisco. This is probably game of the week. And this is technically, from what speculation and opinion, general opinion, this is probably going to be the Super Bowl. Baltimore at San Francisco. Who you got?
I'm following the Monday night primetime trend. Ravens are underdogs, but I'm taking that boy Lamar Jackson.
I also went with Ravens because I want to see the San Francisco crumble. And I mean that with all the hate in my heart.
Mr. Producer. I think I got to go 49ers now. Damn it.
Is this an official change?
You know, what are we at? 42? Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. I got to, oh my God.
What?
Why would you pick the Ravens? Asshole.
Because
go to the other side. Go to the other side. Go to the other side.
no.
It's not about what you want. It's about what you think's actually going to happen. Don't you went on want all year, and that's why you're in last place. So go to what you think is going to happen.
I think San Francisco is finally going to get what they've been dishing.
What?
What
That
do you
doesn't even
mean?
make sense.
I think San Francisco is going to get what they've been dishing out all year to all the rest of these teams.
How? Like what would even lead you to believe that?
The way
What is
Lamar Jackson's
happening in
been
their
playing,
team?
I feel like for example, the whole Brock Purdy MVP conversation. Brock Purdy is a quarterback that is being elevated by the players around him. Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that is elevating the players around him. They have an offense is just as explosive, and a defense is just a little bit less, but I think they can get it done.
It's not cute, man. It's not cute. And everything you said makes sense. That's obviously why I picked the Ravens. But dude, you have a curse. You know that, right? Like that's why.
Listen,
That's
listen,
why
listen,
I
listen,
can't.
listen.
You know what I mean?
What we're not gonna do is that. What we're not gonna do is
it's a
that.
real thing.
Producer,
a
pull
real
up the. Yeah, that's Birdie's picks. He went with Rams, Bengals, Bills, Colts, Seahawks, Lions, Commanders, Packers. Packers is crazy. Texans, Jags, Bears, Cowboys, Broncos, Chiefs, Eagles, 49ers. The fact that he picked the Cowboys is I thought he was gonna pick the I thought he was gonna pick the Dolphins. Also picked the Broncos win, also picked the Chiefs. Gonna see, man. We gonna see. It's gonna be close.
What's the overall? What do I got him by? By 4? Was I right? Oh, by 6. Yeah, we're gonna leave it. We're taking shots. I'm
Shots.
leaving
on
it
table.
as is. I'm leaving it as is, man. So what are we at now? The playoff picture. I do
Playoff picture.
See, wait, run through this right. What we got? Yeah. All right. Start off on the AFC side. Your Baltimore Ravens, 11-3, top dogs. They're gonna stay that way. Dolphins took the 2. Chiefs 3, obviously. Jaguars 4, but we saw, Jaguars, Colts, Texans are all tied. That could go either way. Wow. 5th, Browns. I mean, Joe Flacco, he could get him there. 6, Bengals. Yeah, you really don't want to see them in it because there's no more Joe Burrow, but their backup's keeping them in it, which is really unfortunate for football, I think.
Okay, in all seriousness, right? If the season were to end today and these were our matchups, right? Who do you think is gonna be the team to play Baltimore out of the AFC?
Who would play Baltimore? It would be the Browns. Because it goes the top plays the lowest. So if it ended just like this, Dolphins would beat Colts, Chiefs would beat the Bengals, and I would think Browns beat the Jaguars. So the 5 would be the lowest remaining seed. So it would be Ravens, Browns, and then after that you have Chiefs, Dolphins. I think it's going to be like similar from their matchup earlier in the season. Chiefs would take that one just because,
not very consistent. The Dolphins are.
It's just playoffs turn into a defensive game. And I mean, like we saw in all the Super Bowls, 28-3. Defense slipped up. Like, obviously, you look at the numbers, you're all like, oh, wow, that was an offensive game. But it was because the defense crumbled,
Yeah.
So Chiefs would take that. So it would be Chiefs Ravens AFC Championship. And that
I could respect that.
That I could see the defensive and just the lack of Chiefs receivers leading to a Baltimore burst in the big game.
And then my next question is, on the AFC side, what teams out of in the hunt do you think have the best chance of sneaking their way in for a playoff run?
Broncos. We have the easiest 3 games remaining. Patriots, Chargers, Raiders. If we don't win those, we don't deserve shit. But we got those 3, so that's light work. We'll go.
Bills being the runner-up.
It's Steelers out for sure. The way that damn, because we got to see.
Because we already watched the Bills. We already watched the play. Or I'm sorry, the call was controversial.
Mhm.
But the Bills did give the Chiefs a run for their money and beat them.
I mean, they beat him on the referee's whim, yes. But obviously, I'd have to go and look at similar opponents and all that jazz. But Broncos for sure. Jaguars, I'd have to look at their schedule because they should drop. Colts for sure dropping. Damn. I mean, obviously, out of all those teams, I would like to see the Broncos the most. Duh. But I feel like it's the Bills. They've scared me the past 4 years.
Yeah.
They've never been able to take the final leap. And like their first trip to the playoffs with Josh, you would think if they didn't do it then, like they were just on a time clock. And every single year they didn't make that final step is just getting closer and closer to like a total breakdown of the team, you know?
Yeah. Because I
And
mean,
that's where
once the owners and the front office start to see that it's not working,
Yeah.
a lot of teams are quick to just pull the plug and start all over. So we're gonna see here soon. And then on the NFC side, you got the San Francisco. This I feel like if anything's more subject to change, is gonna be the NFC. You got San Francisco at the number 1 seed, Cowboys at number 2, Detroit at number 3. Somehow the Bucks at number 4 because of their garbage division.
Yeah.
Rams at number 7, Vikings at number 6, Eagles at number 5. And then on the outside looking in, you got Seahawks, Saints, Falcons, and Packers. Oof. And if the season were to end today, and if I were to take anyone out of the NFC, honestly speaking, as much as I don't want to say it, I would have to, with what I know as of right now, my opinion could change. I would have to say the Eagles. The Eagles have started off this year very dominant, and it's gotten a little rough for them now that these past couple games, like losing to San Francisco, us, and the Seahawks, is kind of taking them a step back a little bit. But if they can get that locker room together and get them to play good as a team with what they got, they have a fair chance of just beating everybody and end up having a rematch of last year's NFC. And that's with everybody staying healthy as well.
Ugh.
Which also, if San Francisco doesn't take the number 1 seed,
They will for sure. There's no way they're slipping.
yeah, I mean it's kind of hard for them because you look at it, San Francisco has to go on and play. They play the Ravens on Monday, and then the following week they play the Commanders, which is pretty much a given. And then they have to go play the Rams. Pretty much a given as well. So they should end their season at about 14-3. Solid.
This is gross. I could see the Cowboys slip into the 5th. Just because, I mean, the Eagles play poop, dude. And you got the Dolphins and the Lions.
I'm not as worried about the Lions. I don't know why. I could be tripping. I could be sleeping. But I have a feeling like the Lions, they look good. Don't get me wrong, but the Lions last week, they went out and beat. Who was it?
We get it, dude. We get it.
Who are in they you know what I'm saying? They're last seed on the AFC side. So I mean, what are we really talking about here?
We're making the playoffs, dude. Don't you worry.
Lions are sitting at 10-4 right now, tied with the Eagles and the Cowboys. But the Lions historically haven't played too great. They got spanked by the Ravens 38-6. I mean, they won a lot of games they should have. I mean, they did just lose last month to the Packers. It's not the best look. Also lost to the Chicago Bears. Not a good look. And then came out and beat the Broncos last week, but that's still another game that they should have won. Now, their remaining schedule is they're playing the Vikings this week on Sunday, and then they play us the day before New Year's Eve, and then they go and play the Vikings, which the date's to be determined. So that Cowboys Lions game is gonna be super pivotal for both teams, and I see the Cowboys taking that game.
I mean, you got to take all three of your remaining ones.
Yeah, and that's what it's really come down to for Cowboys, Eagles, and Detroit.
I mean, the Eagles are winning out. So the only way
I mean, really, all these teams, if pretty much every team except for the 49ers, you have to win every game. You have to win every game for the rest of the year.
Did you hear Kirk Cousins is talking about coming back if the Vikings go to the Super Bowl?
I don't know why you would do that.
I don't know. It'd be the most Kirk Cousins thing if the Vikings made the Super Bowl and he comes back and then he's the reason they lose the Super Bowl. That'd be the most Kirk Cousins things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. We'll see.
The timetable actually makes sense for it.
We gotta hurry up and do Tang's fantasy. Tang's we're kind of a little running close on time.
Whatever. Hour 10 minutes. Don't matter to me. I'm about this football stuff, dude. I could talk it all day. We're in the playoffs, guys. We're in the playoffs. Aaron, goddamn Jones. Look, I'm pissed off. Everyone knows in fantasy football, making the playoffs is about skill. Winning the championship, that's all luck. All right. I made it to the playoffs in all 6 leagues. I'm eliminated in fucking 4 of them. All right. Either way, let's just go over Aaron Jones. So, I had him. I lost him. Where'd he go? Here he is. So finally coming back from his injury. What the? Oh, my phone's fucking up. Embarrassing. All right, I got him. Nah.
Get it together.
Okay. I know, right? Anyways, going against Carolina, the 30th ranked defense against running backs. Last week, Aaron Jones totaled 13 carries, 4 targets, 17 opportunities with the ball. Ended up only 10.9 fantasy points. So you're wondering, is Aaron Jones really worth the start, especially in playoffs? Absolutely. Packers don't trust A.J. Dillon as much as Aaron Jones. And coming, a second week back off of his injury, they're just going to feed him. And, we've seen Packers struggle.
We have.
How do you get back into it? Run game. So, especially a game script like this, going up Carolina, they should be beating them early by halftime. That means a lot of rushes in the second half. Time of possession big thing against Carolina. You saw the Falcons folded that. And that's why they lost. And that's why somehow the Panthers have 2 wins. But well, yeah, game script should go all in Aaron Jones' favor. Start that, man, and see yourself in the ticket to the championship. If you're
I feel like the Packers algorithm, the second half of the season has gotten so much better compared to how they started off. It was really rough for them, and these past couple weeks they've been playing a lot better. They have been winning all their games, but they have been making have been making a hell of an effort. I mean, I give it to them. They've been with Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers was there, they were a playoff threat always, and I believe that with a couple more minor tweaks and changes, with personnel and maybe some coaching staff, they can still come back to that place in the NFC. But only time will tell. We'll see what we got this week. Like, comment, share. I'm Roman 2 Raw. That's Tang. This is Sideline. Come back next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. We're here every Thursday. We're gonna do a Super Bowl watch party, so y'all be on the lookout for that on all social media platforms. We're gonna start promoting a little bit more. But yeah, we're thinking about doing a Super Bowl watch party in the Discord. If anybody is interested or anything like that, just let me know. You can get it to us on YouTube. I have I could probably put my stuff in the comments, but just let us know. We're here. Anything else you want to say, Tang?
Be on the lookout for streams. You know,
Oh yeah,
Call of Duty, Christmas time, ranked coming out soon. Hey, we just got into Madden a little bit more, so we're gonna do a little Madden jazz. Keep it up on the little sideline. Keep it.
That's
football,
a sensitive
you know?
subject. Hey.
For some people.
For some.
Spoiler alert: I'm still undefeated until someone can stop me. But yeah, keep a lookout on the streams. Tangeray 14, Roman 2 Raw on Twitch. Blackout AD, man.
Yeah, shout out to the producer, man.
That's our guy. But yeah,
shout out to Big Poppy Angie for the fire thumbnails as well.
Keeping it cooking, making us look better and better every week.
Every week. Get us out of here.